In this video I'm going to cover the Whyte 4 and 8-way SkyQ multi-switches, okay? So basically the technology they're using here is dSCR, so it's basically digital channel or digital satellite channel routers. They're both available with free delivery directly from freetv.ie. And the great thing about this is you can use it in conjunction with SkyQ equipment, which is very, very handy, particularly in apartment blocks, things like that. But it'll also support traditional Sky Plus boxes, for instance, okay? So you can see the outer box it comes in. This is the 4 output, and this is the 8 output ones here as well. And then what we have as well is just have a user manual that's in English. And I'm just going to talk about the setup, where we'd use it, why it's very advantageous, and what the competitors are to this particular thing in the marketplace, okay? So if we just look at this particular one here, what we'd be using this would be, there's 2 basic modes we can use it in. We can use it with a Quattro LNB, such as the setup I have here, with an 80 centimeter satellite dish. And it runs down into this Quattro LNB, or indeed a quad LNB, it could work off of either. And we run down and we have vertical high and low and horizontal high and low. There's a 5th input here, which are terrestrial, but we'll focus mainly on the satellite element of it here. Okay, so what you can do down here is then you have 4 outputs here, and what you can do is you can run 2 outputs on this side, 2 on this side. So these could be apartment blocks. So if you picture a scenario where you come along and in the apartment blocks you have a SkyQ, and then you have a few multi-channel boxes off it. All of them can run directly off it. So this could support 4 separate apartments, each with multiple SkyQ boxes on it, okay? So that's quite cool. So the first scenario I'm describing is the default setup on it, whereas the Quattro LNB that you're setting it up on. Now, an alternative setup is where we'd actually be using, there's a little adapter here, it's for the standard Sky dish, but this one actually has a 40mm neck, so it'll work on a standard dish like this as well. And this is a wideband LNB. So this you'll only be using 2 cables down. And when we come down along here, we'll see there's another sign underneath. It says satellite A and satellite B. So on this one, what you'd be doing is, instead of feeding it to 4 separate F connectors on it, you'll only be feeding it to this one here. And if we look at this here, one is marked horizontal, one is marked vertical, and this is a marked vertical low and horizontal low. So we connect directly into the corresponding points on it. And on the switch here, we'll just push the switch across, and it'll here click there, and now it's in wideband mode. And now all of a sudden we can have it where we can have again SkyQ boxes on it. Now in both modes, something that's cool about this is that it'll support the SkyQ boxes, no problem, but it'll also support Sky HQ or Sky Plus boxes in the other rooms. So it's given a lot of flexibility in relation to it. In terms of the output you're getting in terms of satellite, it's built into it up to a 25 dB gain on it. So, but it's always going to give you an 85 dB output on it if possible. So if you had a situation where you have a fantastic signal coming from your dish, it's giving you in 100 dB, it'll actually step that down and give you an 85 dB. So it takes a 15 dB or attenuates out 15 dB out of it. But if you put it and the dish was giving you, let's say, a 60 dB input on it, it'll step it up to 85 and put it out of that. So 85 is the consistent output level on the dB side of it. Now on the terrestrial side, what we have here is we have a maximum possible of 105 dB on it, and we've possible to gain this and maximize it up and down by adjustment this, or we can indeed attenuate it here. The setting here is at 0, but we can step it down by -10 or -20 on it. So it gives a lot of flexibility in relation to that. And that's exactly how it works. So I like these on it. Now the alternatives to these would have been triacs, which were pretty dominant in the market here. But the big advantage of these ones over it is that the ability to step down the signal is one big advantage, and also this is the ultimate low power usage on it, and that can be quite advantageous as well. It's definitely what a lot of customers seek, because this is often going to be in a common area in an apartment block, something like that. They want to keep the power usage to an absolute minimum in relation to it, and this is a big advantage of this product over all its competitors, that the power usage on it is quite low. Normally when you're speaking with Whytes, most of the product range, just 2 things you can say about it is technically it's better than all the competitors, and also it's considerably, normally it tries to benchmark itself 25% lower a sort of corresponding or slightly lower spec competitor. In this particular one here, it has a better product than all the other ones on it. The price point on offered, for instance, by Triax, something like this, as I speak now in April of 2019, it's not cheaper, but it's about the same price, so it's very comparable on it. But it's just the confidence that Whyte's have in their product. I think that they decided not to go lower simply because they're saying it's considerably better than what the competitors have in the marketplace. So we'll just charge the same price as their competitors in relation to it. And definitely, as we go along, it's what our customers are increasingly looking for. So we're leading to a situation where, I've said it in the other videos there, where in the sort of multi-switch market and in this end of the SkyQ end of the multi-switch market, Whytes are ending up with probably somewhere between 75 and 80% of the market in the regions where they're dominant in Ireland and the UK.